Hello, everybody. Welcome to Half the Human. This is Ghost. Over the last couple of years, I've lost 200 pounds, or over half my starting weight. Obligatory disclaimer that when it comes to your health and any lifestyle changes you're considering making, do not take the internet's word or some random clown YouTube hosts for anything. The best place for advice on your own personal needs is your doctor. And so now when people think diets, people think fad diets or eliminating certain groups, protein shakes, salads every day, and just very many other what seem at a glance unappealing options if you compare it to KFC, going out to eat, pizza. There is a little bit of a difference between those two lists I just mentioned. And if you're thinking about things in terms of black and white like that, in terms of one extreme and the other, it's no wonder why diets fail. According to Michigan.gov, actually had an article on why diets fail, and some of the information from that says much of the research about dieting focuses on weight loss, which at least in literature shows a wide range of success and failure, while statistics vary. One oft-cited July 2005 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition concluded that about 20% of people are successful at maintaining their weight loss over the long term, which is at least 1 year. And then 80% of people are not successful at keeping their weight off over that long term. And then some more sad statistics. People who initially lose weight on a diet or exercise program often gain the weight back over time. According to a January 2018 research review in Medical Clinics of North America, within 2 years, people tend to regain more than half the weight they initially lost. Within 5 years, people tend to regain about 80% of the weight they had initially lost. Which, if you go all out right away and again start drinking protein shakes or other shakes that you don't like, eating salads that don't appeal to you, it is no wonder why that is not sustainable. And as I always say, a caloric deficit created using healthy and sustainable lifestyle changes is the key to weight loss. So with that said, you can still eat whatever you want to eat in theory and lose weight. But if you eat a bag of potato chips and something else like garbage like that equates to what you need in a day, it can very realistically leave you hungry at the end of the day. So now that is where the healthy and sustainable lifestyle changes come into play. And it's not something a lot of people want to hear. Fruits and veggies, a lot of them are low calorie, which does not sound exciting, but think about it this way. I guess it's something again that I have said before. Look up a visualization of the amount of sugar in even a 12-ounce can of Coke, or the fact that a TV dinner I looked up had 43% of your daily salt amount that is suggested, and that doesn't include all the other additives and kind of garbage that they put in them, and all that stuff just really assaults your taste buds over time so much that they become desensitized. So if you think about the healthy options like a carrot, for example, nothing in a carrot would be able to compete with that constant barrage. So with that said, one anecdote from my progress, which I may have said before, I don't remember, is I have recently become very fond of carrots after having not eaten them for a while. Part of my diet/lifestyle changes is I really focused on avoiding added sugar to stuff. So I recently had carrots for the first time in a long time, and I had to check the package. I was blown away at how sweet they were. I was nervous that they were honey glazed or maple carrots or something similar to that. But upon further review, that just happened to be what the carrot's natural flavor, what their natural sweetness was. And now, after eating better for an extended period of time, I actually do enjoy cabbage, cauliflower rice, again, carrots, a variety of veggies and fruit. Which, if someone would have told me that 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, even a year ago, I would have told them that I would have been lying to myself. I would have just that people who think that stuff is actually enjoyable, they just have themselves convinced of that to make things easier. But I can sincerely and genuinely say that after this extended period of time of not blasting my taste buds with all that added stuff, that I really do truly enjoy the more subtle flavors of things. And if you take things like cabbage and if you add them to food, if you add lettuce to your tacos, tomatoes, low calorie things, it really increases the how filling that stuff is. So you can still eat more. You don't feel like you're hungry all the time. You don't feel like you're missing out if you figure out smart ways to incorporate food. And it doesn't have to be just fruits and veggies, just being wise about seasonings is also very important. I somewhat recently after discovering that the Jamaican jerk seasonings, a lot of them out there have sugar in them. And again, I really tried focus on avoiding that whenever possible. And so I just looked up some Jamaican jerk recipes and it seemed easy enough to make. So I made my own, and I actually really enjoy that seasoning on on vegetables and on meat products. So be smart with seasonings as well, figuring out what seasonings work for you, what you enjoy, and if you're using spices and different things to that of that nature, those are actually healthy for you as well. Different nutrients, minerals, all that type of stuff they provide. And then the next step would be learning how to cook your food, which a lot of people grow up or tend to not like vegetables because a lot of people don't know how to cook vegetables. A lot of experience with them is just boiled to mush in a pot of water and then you eat them. But that's not how it has to be. You can roast them, steam them. There are various methods you can try, with those two being some of the most popular ones that I have seen that people really enjoy. So you kind of stack all those things on top of each other and you can make healthy food choices be quite tasty. I still do mentally miss going out to fast food places pretty frequently. As mentioned about the sugar, the energy drinks was my kind of sugary beverage of choice. Donuts are awesome. It's not that I don't ever think about that stuff. And again, if you want, with the foundation being a calorie deficit, fit whatever you want in your day, or even it's okay to occasionally go over that. But for me, the alternatives that I've found suffice enough where even the occasional thought about that stuff, I can push it out and say, I feel like donuts today, but actually I'll try and freeze some grapes or some berries and see how that works. Or even, as the old cliche is, if you're hungry, eat an apple. If that doesn't interest you, then you ain't hungry. Genuinely enjoy an apple and maybe sprinkle a little cinnamon on it, or apples are awesome by themselves. Again, that's part of the journey, is finding what seasonings, what healthy food options, what healthy and sustainable lifestyle choices you're okay incorporating into your life and doing for the majority of the time. And then if you want to have a cheat day, if you go over your calories one day, there is nothing wrong with that. It's just you have to make sure that those days are in the minority. So yeah, let's just to kind of conclude, let's say if you really enjoy soda but realize that is something that is a problem area, you take the 3 paths of weight loss and you can either try to drink soda in moderation so that it fits into your total daily energy allotment the majority of the time. You can find healthy 0-calorie or lower calorie alternatives that make it easier to have a normal day with that in it, or you can just choose to completely abstain from the fizzy, sugary, sweet drinks. Ultimately, again, that is the importance of finding what works for you, kind of learning about yourself so you give yourself the best chance to succeed. And that concludes, I think, this week's episode. It was short and sweet. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to tune in every Sunday at 7 a.m. when I drop new episodes. Make sure to check out next Sunday's episode on expectations as you lose weight, because as we all have goals and motivations for attempting this, and so I think that having realistic ones is very important. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Your subscriptions, likes, comments are all very important for me in helping grow the channel, which we for sure can do, but I can't do it without you. This is Ghost, and I will catch you on the flip side.